is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artists, and we break down one of their records. We get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on the YouTubes, you smash that subscribe button. That's what the kids say, dude. And that's all I have for the boring intro. So what are we doing this week, Jeff?
That was pretty fucking boring. We're doing what do you
stick to your guns?
What do you call that? Like a chain golden boy, but you call it like a favorite of somebody.
What?
I don't know. Do you not? What part of that did you not understand?
I don't know what. I have no idea what you're trying to say.
So chain. Oh, sorry, I'll say the whole thing from now on. Chain means chain reaction.
Yes,
that's what I was saying. So when a chain golden boy, chain reaction golden boy. It's obviously not a boy; it's a band. So the Chain Reaction's golden band because we talked about earlier. They played there multiple times. But like a love child, something. I don't know. There's a specific word, and if I say that specific word, like, oh yeah, I know what that means, and then you'll feel fucking idiot. But probably not because you don't know any fucking words outside of what you already said today. But go ahead. We're doing Stick to Your Guns. Diamond.
Yes, their 4th record from 2012. And the reason we're doing this is because we are ending Chain Reaction season on the podcast because Chain Reaction, the local venue here in Orange County, Anaheim, California, recently shut down a few weeks ago at the end of December. So we thought it was appropriate to do a Chain Reaction band, a band that this season have been bands that we've never done on the podcast before in the Lost episodes over the last 9 years. Nothing like that. So these are all just that's why they seem kind of random to us because we could easily do Death by Stereo, Atreyu, Thrice, do all that shit. But we're doing Stick to Your Guns. A staple though in playing at Chain Reaction. You said,
I figured out the word.
What's the word?
Chain Reaction, darling.
Okay, yes. Okay, there you go. That makes
See,
sense.
motherfucker, I knew it. As soon as you heard it, oh yeah, I know what that is.
I know what you're saying.
Chain
now.
Reaction, chain darling. That's what I.
Stick to Your Guns. Yeah, they're a Chain Reaction darling. They're a chain darling. Yes, because they played.
By all accounts, they played more than any other band there.
According to setlist.fm, yes.
But even then, number 2 was Bane, number 3 was Throwdown. Okay, so like you add 3 or 4 more shows onto each one of those bands, and Stick to Your Guns is still on top. And the fact that like Stick to Your Guns pretty much closed out Chain, this is the Chain Reaction darlings. They're the Chain darlings.
The Chain darlings.
They're the CDs. They're the CDs. I don't make the rules. I know you don't.
And I know we talked about it on last week's episode, and we talked about it on the rankings episode. You know that final hardcore show at Chain Reaction, because they did not close out Chain Reaction. They played the last hardcore show. Stick to Your Guns, 18 Visions, and then kind of the classic lineup of Throwdown as Beyond Repair, which is technically is like the greatest Throwdown era. They played the last hardcore show there, and we've talked about the videos that came out from that. I mean, it was fucking absolutely insane, and I wish I was there.
No rules.
But it was a surprise show. Like, they announced it that morning or maybe the night before, and it was one of those things where you could only get tickets if you went to the venue and bought it at the box office. And yeah, it was
$20.
$20, and I wish I was there. I wish I was fucking there.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are you gonna do? Chain Reaction is closed.
It is closed.
And we're doing Stick to Your Guns, the metalcore band.
Metalcore band.
Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
Just stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
So,
how do you like 10? Stop copying me. Stop copying me.
Stick to Your Guns. Let's get into our origin story with the band. This is going to be a short one because, there's not much to talk about with this band.
We'll see.
I think we're going to talk more about Chain Reaction and our memories and our favorite shows at Chain Reaction. That's how we're going to end this episode. It's going to be like an homage, like a memorial to Chain Reaction, but because it meant so much to us. So origin story with Stick to Your Guns, and then we'll get into first our initial thoughts, and then get into banger stinkers if we got them. What do you got? Diamond, the 4th record, 2012. Go.
Like origin story, we grew up in the scene. They were in the scene. I didn't really care for them. I don't really care for that scene anyway, in general. So I definitely wouldn't have cared for these guys. So we never really saw them live. They didn't play a lot of the festivals we went to.
Yeah.
So like, whatever. Fast forward to when you got that Sumerian lot, and the Hope Division was in there, and I spun. I was like, damn, this is fucking good. But it's a little too early in our our career at Desert Grease Records to where I was comfortable keeping a lot of like wall items. It was like, give it like a week or two, and then if no one buys it, then I'll take it home. Now I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a shit. If it's something I want, like there's no fucking way you're getting it. I'm taking it home.
Yeah.
But that was in one of them. That was on the wall for a while, and then I remember Stick to Your Guns came through because you gave it to us before we opened, and Stick to Your Guns came through at some point within like the first couple of weeks. I was like, yeah, well, I'll let it sit there, and they even posted something on Instagram like, oh, Stick to Your Guns is in town. Come pick up first press of the Hope Division. Not one person ever fucking asked. It's like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Like I think at the time I liked one or two songs from that record, so I took it home to listen to it. And I was like, damn, this is really fucking good. And then I was like, cool. And then I online researching is like, oh, Diamond is like the one that fans love the most, and the aggregate score of Diamond is higher than Hope Division. It's like, oh, if it ever comes through, then I'll take that home too. And a lot that you brought over from Orange County had Diamond in it. I was like, oh, fuck it, perfect.
Oh, that most recent lot from the one from Brea, the Brea lot, yeah.
Yeah, and they had it in there. I was like, oh, this fucking hell yeah, I'm excited, cool. And it goes to my metalcore section, and that's I don't know, that's about it. Not very exciting, I guess.
All right, my origin story is it's one of those bands. You know, we kind of started petering out going to shows like in like 2009, 2010. We kind of stopped going to shows, but we might go to
drinking.
And we also like maybe went to like 1 to 3 shows a year. Like we really kind of stopped going, rather than going like once a week or at least a couple times a month. So yeah, by the time Stick to Your Guns were kind of getting popular, we were out of the chain scene. We're out of the metalcore season for sure. I mean, I was way more into it than you were in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. So by the time they came along, I didn't really care for them. And whenever I did hear them, it wasn't memorable. And honestly, the most memorable thing about them for me was when I got that Sumerian Records lot out in Burbank. You know, I picked up that giant lot for like, I think it was like $200, something like that. And it was like, I mean, this record alone, the Hope Division record that was in there, that Stick to Your Guns record, that alone was like a $250 record. And I got like 150 records in this lot. Most of them were Sumerian records, you know, OG copies of stuff, promo stuff. I mean, it was a wild fucking lot that this guy sold me. Clearly a tweaker.
How much of that stuff do you still have?
Maybe like
collection?
5 records.
Huh.
Because most of it, a lot of it was like metalcore of the late 2000s, early 10s. And I just don't, or like metal stuff, like metalcore or metal stuff, I just don't really care for. Like I kept that Animals as Leaders, but it's still like kind of has some surface noise on it, which sucks. But yeah, anyway.
Like I have this. I have Moon and Antarctica by Modest Mice. And then I have the Red Hot Chili Pepper. Oh, and then I have 1,000 Suns from Linkin Park.
That's right. Yeah, that came from that lot too.
I fucking love that record so much.
Don't really like that. That Chili Peppers record used to be, that was my copy that from the Sumerian lot that I eventually sold to you. But anyway.
Bought again.
Yeah, and I bought it again like a month ago.
That's how you know you're a true record collector, is when you have a record that you get rid of and then you end up buying again a more expensive copy that's not as valuable. I've done it.
Way better quality because the copy I have, it was used, but it's clean. The copy you have of that Chili Peppers record it does have surface noise. But anyway,
there's one song that skips sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Oh, is there? I don't remember that. But anyway, we're already getting sidetracked. So Stick to Your Guns. That's my origin story. Whatever. First impressions, initial thoughts on the record we're doing this week, Diamond from 2012. What do you got? Do you have any bangers? Do you have any stingers? Go.
I honestly have a couple bangers. I think I have 2 true bangers. Everything else, I think this record is really, really good. It's fun. It reminds me of a time and place. So there's like nostalgia attached to it, even though there's no nostalgia attached to this band. So there is a soft spot. And I do enjoy some metalcore, even though I make fun of it or whatever, because it's Orange County. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's
our
fucking
scene. High school was metalcore, for God's sake.
Our fucking scene, yeah. The guys from Atreyu went to our high school. They're only a couple years older than us.
That's crazy.
We went to high school with those dudes.
It's like, yeah,
and Death by
it's
Stereo.
our scene for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to pretend these songs are like really, really good or anything, something that I haven't heard before. So I think I really only have 2 true bangers, but I think I only have one song that I would never fucking list as a banger. And then everything else, I was like, okay, that could be a banger if I like metalcore more.
Okay, let's get into it then. Well, actually, real quick, my thoughts, my initial thoughts on this one. This week was the first time I've ever listened to Diamond, and I think it's by far the best record they've done. I think it's some of the heaviest stuff they've done. It's very focused. It's not just kind of all over the place like the first and second record. The melodic stuff that's on here is actually pretty solid, even though some of it's like halftime choruses, which we'll get into, which I don't really like. Still really well done. I have 4 bangers off of this one. I would get this on vinyl. I think it's vinyl worthy for sure. But yeah, so that's my initial thoughts. Do you have any actual stinkers though?
The closest I have to a stinker is Ring Loud, the Last Hope song. And just because like the choir harms, dude.
Yeah,
like,
that choir shit was weird.
What the just have a growler do that shit, man. Like, what the fuck is this? It's so stupid. It takes me out of it because We Still Believe, I think, is a fucking dope song. And then Empty Heads is a dope song. But then like Ring Loud, you have the choir vocals. Like, that's so stupid. It's not bad, it's just dumb. It's misplaced and just nobody wants this, dude. Nobody fucking wants this. Nobody doesn't fit for the band, doesn't fit for the genre, doesn't fit for the scene. It's just stupid. You tried something and it just didn't work. Like Holt with his red hat, this red bowler hat when he walks in and everyone's laughing at him and they're like, what the fuck? I mean, he said, okay, I tried something and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that fucking thing was, dude.
Love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Not a stinker, but man, that choir part's bad.
Yeah, it's not great. Not great. So we don't have to get into Ring Loud because that did not make my banger list at all. What's your favorite song on this record?
Such Pain's my 1B, and then Against Them All is my 2B.
That's Such Pain's my number 1 banger too.
Yeah.
Let's
get
into it.
So they played this at their last Chain show. I like the build behind the spoken word thing, and it just drops into just fucking mayhem, like just true mayhem. I love the rolling and like the back and forth, like on the backbeat lead guitar, the that kind of thing. I think that's really cool. And he also throws out like 3 different vocal styles here. It's not just his normal like, I don't know, like the ahs, right? That we don't like too much, but it's also a little bit of growling, a little bit of shrieking. Kind of does it all. It's so. There's a lot of parts of this song that is so juvenile, but like it's so of the scene. But it
works.
It's never. I don't know. There's another word for it that I could call, but I can't think of it right now. Like the Darling, I couldn't think of it. I can't think of the word.
All right, but Such Pain is also my 1B. Yeah, the build-up I think is really solid. They do like their build-ups. A lot of these songs do have build-ups, but I think this is the most well done. You know, it's that dialogue from whatever movie with the acoustic guitar, then the bass and drums build up, explodes into that like groove metal thing. Just great pissed off vocals. I think it's really great. And what I do respect about Stick to Your Guns is that they took that metalcore thing where let's put like things from movies, like movie clips, into our songs, like before a song or after a song, as an interlude, an intro, whatever. They just kept up with that throughout their whole career, from the first record until their newest record last year. They have at least one part where there's like something from some movie or TV show, who knows. It's very metalcore. That's very, very of the scene, which is cool. I do dig that a lot. But Such Pain, I think this is a killer song. It's fucking brutal. Like the breakdowns on here, they hit fucking hard, really hard.
I like how some metalcore guys, and I don't even know how I can explain this properly, but they'll sing something and they'll slowly like build up in like 3 or 4 words. So they're saying like 1, 2, 3, 4. They go 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll do that thing, you know, like they'll get like overly excited and really aggressive really quick. I like that. I like that. I think that's fun. He does it here. He goes
no
like
idea
when I hear it in a song. I don't know what they say, but like you can hear the inflection, right? The up and down there. He does it here, and I think it's really, really cool. And anyway, I was going to say earlier, it's it's very derivative of metalcore music, but it doesn't feel like old. It doesn't feel like reused. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like you hear like, oh yeah, that sounds like metalcore. But then he's like, what does it sound like? Well, it doesn't sound like any band, really. But obviously it does sound like a lot of bands. But it doesn't sound like any band. It sounds pretty unique for even being derivative. And that's why I like it.
And so like another thing with like I think modern metalcore compared to metalcore in the early mid 2000s is that the guitar playing post 2010, the guitar playing is very stripped down, basic, almost new metal, where it's just like let's down tune our guitars, let's just play big heavy riffs. We might hit a couple like higher notes to accent whatever the other guitar player is playing, but that's pretty much it. But you listen to metalcore in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, these guys are fucking all over the fucking frets.
Yeah.
They're just everything. The phrasing, everything is just so all over the place, but it all just kind of matches up. The way usually it's two guitar players, and the way that they intertwine with each other is just so well done and so perfect. I feel like the guitar players in the early era of metalcore are significantly better guitar players as compared to like post 2010 metalcore.
I think I for sure think they're better songwriters. I think like the better guitar playing is just, and like soloing too. Like I don't really give a fuck about it. Like okay, so you're Brad
What's not
Pitt.
even
That don't impress me
soloing
much. But like soloing back in early metalcore, the old school metalcore days, was more like a back and forth, more like a city or backcountry kind of like back and forth, right? Yeah. Where two distinctive personalities are dueling it out. Obviously, that's on the high end. But then like new school metalcore is just like flashy, and it's like, dude, you're not even that good, and like you're not good enough to even be fucking flashy. You know, like Sinister, okay? You're not good enough to be that flashy. So
but it's
calm
not
the
even
fuck
that.
down.
It's just like let's down tune our guitars, drop C, and let's just like play a really heavy like new metal type riff, and then we'll throw in some harmonics. We'll throw in some like little high parts, very very Korn, very Limp Bizkit, very of that,
but then
that
also,
late
like,
90s
the
new
two
metal.
big fucking things that these kids do is fucking they try to like act like they're hip hop and try to incorporate a ton of electronic, and I fucking hate it
Like
so
Sleep Token?
goddamn much. I fucking hate that shit so
I hate
much.
Sleep Token so much. But yeah, and then like going back to like the earlier metalcore, like we were talking about, like when you listen to the first Atreyu record, Suicide Notes and Butt Kisses, the way that the two guitar players play off of each other, yeah, sometimes, you know, one guy will be playing like a straightforward, just kind of just bar chords and shit like that. And then Dan will just be playing this like really cool little lead line. And then every once in a while they'll just like play off of each other. And then they'll drop back into like the bar chord, you know, just accenting each other. And it's just, there's great camaraderie. There's great back and forth between the guitar players. But with an album like this and like more modern metalcore, it lacks a lot. To me, it lacks a lot of unique playing, a lot of flair, a lot of just kind of something that puts a stamp on the scene, makes like a guitar player, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It makes a guitar player like
iconic or
like I don't even say iconic, but just
memorable,
like distinct, like unique to themselves, like their own style. But like these guitarists are just like a dime a dozen. It's like, okay, I learned how to play guitar on YouTube. I can play all these arpeggios. I could do all this, blah, blah, blah. But then when you put them in, you make them write a song, it's like, okay, then you're just playing like a down-tuned guitar and you're just playing like a Deftones riff. You know, that's really what it is. These are just Deftones riffs, like, but just with shitty production and just like with almost zero groove on a lot of them.
Are you ranting about the scene in general, or are you talking about this record?
I'm ranting. I guess I'm more ranting about the scene.
Okay, because I agree with you 100% about the scene, but this record's
metalcore
not
scene
that.
just yeah, I know. This record really is.
This record is the last of
aggressive.
the old guard. I think
Exactly.
that's why Stick to Your Guns is so fucking popular. Is because they captured like our demographic, our age group, our range that grew up listening to X, but now they have Y, but also the kids that like heard Z on TikTok and then go back and listen to Y, which would be Stick to Your Guns. So I think Stick to Your Guns is captured like both eras of a genre that is lucky it even lasted that long. But yeah, I agree that I think new school metalcore just has no fucking personality except for just it wants to be hip hop so bad without actually being hip hop. Yeah. I think Ronnie Radke is the face of new metalcore, new school metalcore. I think. Just, unfortunately, he is the face of it.
Yeah,
he's huge. He plays fucking massive arenas now. Like we're talking arenas. Like the fuck.
But then it's like you'll hear some songs by both of those bands, either Escape the Fate or Pierce the Veil, or Falling in Reverse. You'll hear some songs, you're like, damn, dude, this song's really fucking good. Like some really good songs, and then you'll get to the next one, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, what happened? Like, I get you're inspired by different genres or whatever, different styles, but I mean, there's sometimes with modern metalcore too, there's no consistency. And I don't know.
It's a different era of writing music, and like we've talked about with the Treyu, right? And like John Feldman, like we don't need to write a whole album. We just need to write a couple songs and shit. We don't got to write a couple songs. We just need to write like 20 seconds of a fucking song that's really good, and that'll carry us through. That'll fill
us enough money for the year.
That'll put butts in seats, man. That's all we got to do. And there is one song that Ronnie Radke has done that I actually really, really like, but it's so fucking stupid. But I do like it a lot. But even then, like, fuck this guy, dude. Like, everything about it is, it's just, Are we talking about Ronnie Radke? He's like the worst fucking musician ever to live. Him and Tim Lambesis, both metalcore guys.
I would say Tim is way worse as a person.
No, because Ronnie Radke still jokes about, like, beating his fucking girlfriend up and shit. Like, he still thinks it's funny. Like, fuck, dude. Get out of here.
Anyway, God, we've deviated so much from this band, so much.
We're not going to talk about this band at all. We're just going to be all chain talk here.
I know. This is like at least metalcore scene chain talk. Because there's like, because once again, I mean, the metalcore scene is very one dimensional, and there are the outlier bands that dabble in like thrash and other genres, which we've talked about on the pod, like Death by Stereo. Perfect example of a metalcore band, but they have a lot of thrash, and their guitar players, incredible guitar players. Their drummer Jared Alexander, their original drummer, fucking incredible drummer, just incredible. But with a band like Stick to Your Guns, there's nobody that really stands out in this band. And as much as I do like this record,
that's not a bad thing. That's not
it's not a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a knock. It's just like that's why we have nothing to talk about. We've already talked about the best metalcore, which again, I think it's butt kisses. I think that is the standard for what metalcore should sound like.
That at first,
we've already done that. Like we're already done, right? You know what I mean? So there's nothing really else to talk about with this genre that we don't like. And we did Bleeding Through. Like my God, just fucking shit. I think this is better than all of Bleeding Through's discography.
Dude, shut the fuck up. See, I was thinking about this last night. I think
Hope Division is better than all of Bleeding Through's discography.
I was thinking Jeff is going to say something about Bleeding Through and say that this band is better than Bleeding Through.
Dude,
and
so
you are
much
100% wrong. You are just
so much better. Talk about like you went on this big rant and rave thing, like you're fucking the Brian Setzer Orchestra over here, and you're like, oh, they have no personality. There's no identifying thing about them. I thought you were talking about Bleeding Through. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, I'm talking. No, not Bleeding Through.
Because God damn, talk about a band. They had 9 records. Like fuck, man. They should have had like an EP at most, and that is it. Because every fucking thing sounds the same.
With Bleeding Through, I get you could say like all of their music sounds pretty similar. Their own music within their own universe. Yes, they sound very similar. But when you throw it up against the other bands in the metalcore scene, I disagree with you 100%. I think their songwriting, I think their guitar playing is significantly better than what you hear in most metalcore, and their drumming. I think Derek Youngsma, the drummer in Bleeding Through, I think is the best drummer within the scene. Like not even just metalcore, but I think punk. I think metal music in general. I think Derek Youngsma, you're underestimating his drumming.
He's a better punk drummer than some of the greats we've talked about.
I do. Okay. I really, really do. I think Derek Youngsma, I think he's a truly, truly underrated drummer. I really think so.
I mean, you can be underrated, but to claim that he's a better drummer than like drummers that people often scoff at, like Trey Cool, right? People often scoff at Trey Cool.
I wouldn't say he's better. I mean, Trey Cool's different because Trey Cool does more of the pop punk. Obviously, he could play jazz really well. We've seen that especially recently. Like Trey Cool's very versatile, but within like heavier music, whether it's metalcore, punk, hardcore, whatever it is, I think Derek Youngsma. I think I mean, I know you're gonna hate me, and a lot of people are going to.
I don't hate you. I think he's just fucking stupid.
I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I think Derek Youngsma is a better drummer than the Rev was from Avenged Sevenfold. I think Derek is by far a better drummer than the Rev was.
I never thought like, again, I don't care enough about Avenged Sevenfold to even have a horse in this race. But I never thought the Rev was like revolutionary. I just thought like he did one thing.
He was unique.
But he did it the best. Right?
He was
like
very
I just
unique.
Like that one thing that he did, that sound, and again I go to like Backcountry, which is like, damn, dude, that song is that's like an S tier fucking song. Like everybody in that song brings the heat. And I don't care how popular it is. But that's what I always thought, like, of the Rev. Like, the Rev did that song, and, like, dude, no one can do it better than him. But he has to only do that one thing.
Yeah, he never... I mean, yeah, he died so young. So, we'll never get to see what he could have done.
It was still pretty fucking
But it was fucking
good,
incredible,
dude.
yeah.
His drumming is
I'm
just
not,
like...
I'm
that
not
one
knocking...
song is pretty fucking good.
I'm not knocking his talent or what he was able to write, because he was truly incredible. But within the scene, I still think Derek is the best. I think
right now, if I started practicing my hardest, I don't think I could ever reach the point where I could play Backcountry. Nothing from fucking Bleeding Through. I thought, like, if I started practicing right now, I can't play that. Like, everything I can play
from Bleeding Through.
Bleeding Through. I'll play in fucking.
Dude,
give me 2
dumb.
weeks. I'll play them. Give me 2 weeks.
There's no way.
2 weeks tops.
No. That's just stupid talk. That's stupid talk.
Maybe not 2 weeks.
I don't think ever. Anyway, so stick to your guns. I mean, okay, so lyrically on this record, I actually do like his lyrics a lot. I think they're very stripped down. I don't think there's a lot to digest. Well, there's not a lot of words, but the messages I think are good. They're significant. Yeah. I mean, he talks a lot about his own anxiety, his like almost like imposter syndrome. He talks about like kind of not world events, but just kind of like how the world is just kind of going to shit. Like they're very posy, right? He's always has like this, for the most part, yeah.
And this band's always kind of have like this positive outlook where they've always said like if you see something, say something type of band in like the metalcore scene. And it's always about like take care of yourself first and you're your own worst enemy. Get over yourself and you'll be a great person, and perseverance in the face of adversity. Like a lot of that type of thing. It is very
positive. Yeah.
And they've always been like that from beginning to end now, like still today. They've always been like that kind of band. I don't think they were ever straight edge or anything, but they
I don't think so.
They are definitely kind of like they could tour with a bunch of straight edge bands and they would fit in just fine.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Because what am I trying to say here?
I did like his lyrics a lot too. I don't think they were. I think like the song names are pretty much what the lyrics are about. Yes. Like they're not very.
They're pretty
deep,
on the nose.
But I do think he's better than your average bear at writing lyrics. I will say that.
Yeah, I would even say like comparing to like what we did Motion City Soundtrack last week. I mean, I like Motion City Soundtrack more than I like Stick to Your Guns, but lyrically, I think these lyrics are leaps and bounds better than what was it Justin Pierre what he does with that band.
What the fuck his name is?
No,
I don't think he wrote. I don't think he wrote song. I think he just wrote words.
More placeholders, but also when you throw him up against like let's say Alex from Atreyu, I think Alex is, to me, he's one of my favorite lyricists, and I'm not a big lyricsman. You aren't either, but I do like Alex's lyrics a lot. But his are very, very emotional. They're very deep. They're very cutting. They're a lot of analogies and metaphors and all of that. But yeah, with Stick to Your Guns, like they're just as emotional as say something Alex would write, but they're way more on the nose. They're like, I don't want to say for the layman people, but they're just easier. It's just easier to digest. Like you don't have to take a deeper dive into it. You don't have to like look shit up. Like, well, what does that mean? What is he trying to say here? It's like it's way more on the nose, but still really good.
I think there's something. We said we're not lyric men or whatever. We're not lyric men when it comes to like diving into bands that we never thought we should be listening to the lyrics. For instance, like Bob Dylan. Like obviously I've dissected his songs since high school, but with Atreyu, like I would never, like why would I ever think of that? So like that in that capacity, we're not lyric men.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about just, I don't know, preaching to the choir, right? Like, that's why Obama was so successful, because he could say things that, I mean, like, that's why Trump is so successful, is because he can say things that just kind of like a normal dude's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. But like a career politician will say something like, what the fuck are you talking about? So there's something to be said about like the act of just, I don't know, like preaching to the choir. These guys, Jesse, writes lyrics that are just so basic, and it's not bad, it's not good. It's just the way he writes his songs. They're so basic and they're easy to digestible, and they're fun. They're fun to get along to. And like, who doesn't like a rally around the family type of song, right? Pocket full of shells. Who doesn't like that? Everybody likes that.
Yeah, and yeah. Speaking of rage, like they have some songs that where their lyrics are just like, this is stupid. Like this.
No, for sure.
This is just lame and dumb. And we've talked about it because we have another podcast called Rage Against the Pod, and we break down all their songs, which we haven't finished. We're like 50 or 60 episodes deep, so we're like over 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah,
of getting through
almost
all those songs.
done.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I feel like we have a pretty good understanding of Zach's lyrics, but yeah, some songs are just, man, dude, they're just
stupid.
They're just
like
dumb.
You tried and it didn't work, and that's okay.
But
and like maybe
incredible
this is him
songs.
Trying. Yeah.
But also, so there were some stick to your guns records, like the last 3 records that have like no Wikipedia entries. There's like no information on some of those later records. So I was on Reddit and reading what people were saying when the records were coming out. And a lot of people really do identify with his lyrics. They were saying like, yeah, these later records are just, his lyrics aren't strong. They're not good. They're not this. They're not that. And I didn't take a deep dive into the later lyrics, but it is cool to see that people really do identify, and they really do enjoy his lyrics earlier on, like on Diamond and Hope Division and things like that, which is really cool.
And I think it's because like these are people younger than us. They're people like a decade younger than us. Maybe like they're starting high school in like 2008, 2009. Yeah. And so they're getting into like this, and they think like, oh, these lyrics, they mean something to me. Whereas like, what do we listen to, right? Like Limp Bizkit and fucking Blink-182. Do those lyrics really fucking mean a goddamn thing? Like, no. Yeah. It's just a generational thing. Also, this band is a very, and it's been kind of like a it's been used against bands now, but when bands are like, all right, when you see your brother fall in the pit, you pick him fucking back up, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the scene. That's what bands say. It's super fucking cheesy when someone posts just a clip of it on Instagram, and it's just like, you see your brother or sister fall down, and you pick, you know what I mean? Like, it's cheesy.
Yeah.
But that's this band, dude. That's every, like, and I watch like a lot of live stuff because everyone's like, oh, the live, or the records don't mean anything compared to live, which I will say, I 100% agree.
I watch a lot of live
fucking
stuff too.
Wild live, dude. Absolutely wild. And
yeah,
we should have gone to these shows at Chain back in the day.
These records do not do the band justice live at all. Like they're live. When you watch them play in smaller clubs and venues and stuff, yeah, man, it's. I mean, I don't think they never did a live record, but I think if they did, especially at like, you know, back in the early 2010s, damn, dude, that could be an incredible live record.
I think this last Chain show, they should have prepared for that and done like a live EP.
And speaking of like the difference in the metalcore scene, going back to this again, but when I saw Atreyu last month during that when they were playing The Curse in its entirety, and I told you about this. I don't think we talked about it on the pod, but I told you this when you were out here, that Brandon, the singer, there was a fight happened behind me, like fist fight, like full on fucking fight, and then the fucking bouncer dived off the stage and like he ran, headlocked the guy and just threw him out of the venue. Like it happened so quickly. And then after they finished the song, Atreyu finished the song, Brandon was like, you know what? I don't condone fighting, but damn, dude, that shit was fucking rad. And it reminds me of like 2001, 2002 when everybody was fighting. And he was like, he wasn't like saying fighting is good, but it's like, he clearly thought fondly of like, this is what it was. You know, it was just, it sucks that people fight, but I mean also
it's a very aggressive like subgenre of punk music.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, like especially when these guys are fucking on steroids constantly, and they're so buff on stage, and they're so antagonistic, and how moshing went from one thing to like flailing your arms and trying to kick your fellow moshers into like clearing the pit, to where one guy's just like going back and forth, like doing the, what do you call it, the windmills?
Windmill kicks, and
And it's just like what the like, of course, dude, everyone's pissed off, everyone's fucking angry.
Yeah, it's true, but it just made me think, like, you don't hear that in modern music. It's like, yeah, like he was like kind of saying like, yeah, dude, the fighting's cool. Like, I miss this shit. I miss the kind of
fight. Why do we pretend fighting's not cool?
I know.
Like, why do we say that?
People watch hockey all the time. And that's all they do is
the biggest fucking sport on earth is UFC. Everybody fucking watches that. It's just fighting. But like, let's stop pretending like fighting isn't cool. I particularly don't like the UFC that much. That's not my thing.
It's not my thing either. Yeah.
Like if I want to watch two dudes go at it, I'll just go like World Star Hip Hop and just watch fucking two dudes go at it until somebody goes down. But UFC's not really my thing. But it is like the most popular fucking sport on earth. Like, it's just, it's crazy. Fighting is cool. That's why we watch action movies.
Yeah, it's true.
Because fighting is cool. Guns are cool, man.
We like aggression. We like violence. We're like attracted to this shit.
Of course we are.
Sex and violence, man. That's what society is all
baby.
about.
That's what drives humans forward.
It does. All right.
Good.
God damn, dude. These
stick
tangents.
to your guns. We've been talking about
stick to our guns.
Let's get over stick to your guns. I think we're done. Actually, I do want to say a couple more things. Then we'll be done with that. I want to get into the shows at least. We got to talk about the shows.
Yes, I know.
Then we can cry about chain reaction. And be like,
so many tears.
Even though I haven't been there in 25 years.
I was there 3 times last year. Shut the fuck up. I was there 3 times last year.
Chain reaction is funny though. Chain reaction is funny because like.
Actually, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Finish stick to your gun.
I was going to shit talk it for a second. All right. Anyway, I just want to talk about Diamond and then Against Them All, and then like I'm good with my notes on Stick to Your Guns. Diamond. Okay. So Diamond's the first track on Diamond.
Yeah.
And they opened the Chain Show with this. This was the first track they played at the Chain Show.
Sick.
And what's cool about Stick to Your Guns, I mentioned earlier in the rankings, they got good intros. They know how to. They know how to like lead in, obviously like it was a firefight. Like that's maybe the best. That's the best of it. I will agree. That is the best of it. Who was that? Who was that?
Bleeding
That's
through.
the only good thing they've ever done.
The name of the song, "Love Lost in a Hail of Gunfire."
God
what a
damn,
fucking title for a song.
That's a good song. I didn't really like Bleeding Through, but like I've always just known that song. You know what I mean? It's always just been in the ethos of. Anyway, they know how to do openers, and this is no exception here. It's essentially just a big long intro, but I think I don't think it's a banger because I think it's just an opener. That's what it serves the purpose. But then Against Them All is my 2B from this, and that was the second song they played at their Chain Show. Really?
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, just solid breakdowns. I mean, they are really good at breakdowns on this record. And with like Against Them All too, just some really aggressive vocals. They also mix some of the like the whoa-oh-ohs, like the Feldman whoa-ohs, which this is pre-Feldman, but it works in this song and Against Them All. Some busy drumming on this song as well, so there's some cool shit on here. Didn't make my banger list.
He does a lot of cool drumming. He does a lot of cool drum rolls, but he breaks them up in a way that like you don't really hear a lot from metalcore drummers.
Yeah, and it's really only the earlier stuff. Like, it's surprising to hear this kind of drumming on Diamond, but like their second record especially, there's some great drumming. I mean, I know it's their OG drummer, but there is some cool shit on there.
And even though like this isn't a Feldman era Stick to Your Guns, Feldman was still involved in like metalcore by this point. So these guys are hearing Feldman metalcore and they're like, okay, I like what he's doing here. I like how this sounds. This production is just cleaner. Let's try our own thing. I think that like Diamond ultimately is like their attempt at having a Feldman-like sounding record without actually having Feldman on it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, it's way more aggressive than even that first Feldman Atreides record, the Lead Sales record. This is way heavier than that record. How do you not like was.
But like this may be their most memorable or catchy tune they've ever done, right? The
yeah. But I think I'm just so burnt out on Feldman, and because anything that sounds like that's Feldman touched, I'm so done with it.
Sounds like this.
I just don't care. Yeah, I know. Some of it is annoying, but in some cases it works. It does work a little bit here. I don't know. Whatever. Stick to your guns. Some of the bangers I had: Empty Heads, The Bond, Life in a Box. Obviously, the more heavier songs, the songs with less clean vocals, I tended to steer more toward. And also, this record's only like 36 minutes long. It's like,
oh, dude, clean 36.
It's like 12, 13 songs, and it's pretty straight to the point. And that was one good thing about this listen through this week of all their records, is that nothing went past, I think, 38 minutes. Most of it was like 30, 32 minutes, 30 minutes. Like on average, I would say. So it was very easy to get through, which was great. But yeah, I mean, I think there's some incredible heavy moments on here. So let's get into our final thoughts on this record. Let's rate this record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So we'll get into that. We'll do that, and then we'll get into some chain reaction shit, because why not? So what do you got? Go.
Okay, I don't want to diminish this band. I do think they're really good. I think they're putting out consistently pretty good music in an era of music where I think it's tough to do so, because scoliosis sets in and nobody gives a fuck about anything unless you have a 20-second good hook. So, but this is a 2.25. I like this record. I really do. Mm-hmm. I think it's solid. It's fun. It's heavy. It's aggressive. Like, what more do I want from this genre? Not much.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to get over this so we can start talking about the chain reaction stuff.
I know, right? All right. Yeah. So my final thoughts. I think this is a solid solid metalcore record. Obviously not my favorite by any stretch. I don't think they're the best to do it. I think Stick to Your Guns is a B tier band, a B tier metalcore band, maybe A- on a good day, but B tier overall, and that's not a bad thing. There's some great B tier bands. You
put S at like a Treyu. You put
Treyu, Early Avenged. I'd put their Death by Stereo. I'd put some As I Lay Dying. I'd put in S tier.
What about A tier? You put Bleeding Through an A tier?
I would put I'd put it like A+ tier. Like,
okay.
I mean, maybe S tier. Like, maybe S tier. Like, I mean, there's like 3 Bleeding Through records that are just so incredible. But yeah. Anyway, I would stick to Your Guns in B tier. They're solid. They're like the MXPX,
Good.
The Motion City soundtrack of metalcore. That's
Motion
what I would.
City soundtrack is better than fucking MXPX.
I'm just saying, like, if we're putting them in tiers, like Motion City soundtrack is going to be B tier pop punk. Stick to Your Guns is going to be B tier pop punk, or is going to be.
Nah, I think I put, as far as pop punk, then Motion City soundtrack is A tier.
No, I don't. I
especially I am the movie. No, I don't give a fuck what you disagree with because you're wrong. Motion City soundtrack is writing catchier hooks, catchier riffs in a way no one else did it except for the Get Up Kids.
We're also talking about 2 genres that are so niche and so like most of it's bad anyway.
MXPX is like a typical fucking B tier band, maybe even C tier. Like, just they fit the mold. They don't do anything exciting. They just make like catchy songs, but they're not insanely catchy like Motion City soundtrack and write. Like, we know Blink and write. We know Blink and write fucking ridiculously catchy songs. Right? So Motion City soundtrack.
Okay, so I take it back. Motion City soundtrack would be like A tier, B tier, MXPX, Millencolin, Lagwagon, things like that.
Yeah.
Bands like that. Those would be B tier.
At best. Yeah.
Those would be B tier. All right, anyway, Stick to Your Guns. Fuck, dude, we can't stop these tangents. It's getting crazy. Yeah, no, this is a really cool record. I would get this on vinyl. I would for sure get this on vinyl. I will get this on vinyl eventually when I see it. It's solid. Really good shit. I know we should have talked about it more, but who cares? I'll give this a 2.25 out of 3 as well.
It's good.
There's some good shit on here. There's some real good shit. Aggressive, fucking great. Just, I don't know, just good shit. So anyway.
This band, I'm already done with it. Now we can transition.
All right, so we're good with Stick to Your Guns. I mean, this episode really is more it was in memoriam of Chain Reaction. This is more of a Chain Reaction episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna get into at this point. We're gonna get into like just the venue itself and what it meant to us and our our top 5 favorite shows and at that venue or bands that we've seen there, all that kind of shit. So let's just kind of get into this. This is going to be very kind of loosey goosey. I don't really care, but
like why this happened, right? Because we thought about doing we're like let's do your favorite chain show band. Let's do my favorite chain show band, and then let's do like the most important band or the most popular band that Chain's ever hosted. And so we were going to do Maroon 5. And we're like, let's do fucking Maroon 5. And then we got through like 2 records. Like, dude, this fucking is not. Yeah. We are not the target demographic for this shit because we are not young girls. So that sucks. And that was awful. But then we kind of like enjoyed the Maroon 5 lore. Like, how the fuck did these guys go from because it used to be a band called Kara's Flowers.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Maroon 5. Got a big fucking record deal. They got fucking Rashida Jones to be on one of their songs. They
Not that she was famous at the time, but who her dad was.
They got big name, but her dad was, exactly.
Quincy
her dad's
Jones,
fucking famous. Yeah. They got big name producers. They got big name engineers. They got all these guys that are working on, and it was like we thought like, oh, this would be fun to like figure out how the fuck, like who did these guys have to fucking sleep with, right? What Epstein people did they have to sleep with in order to get all of this special treatment for their first record, which absolutely fucking sucks. But if you like R&B music and you're like a little white girl, Maroon 5 is 100% for you, and I understand why they're popular.
Yeah. Now, so when they were Kara's Flowers,
I like that record a lot.
So that one record they put out in '97, I think it was. That's like very Weezer, very Blue, very.
There we go. Very, just fucking.
I'm just saying like people. I'm just saying people who've never. No, I'm just saying for people who've never heard it. If you like that kind of
power pop, it's fucking Rick Ocasek power pop. It's
what
good.
I'm saying is, if you like Weezer's Blue, you're probably gonna like this first record.
If you like the Cars, then you'll like Weezer's Blue.
Yes,
if you like the Cars,
exactly.
Okay, then stop saying Weezer's Blue. Just say like, oh, it's
why
90s
does it make you so
Cars.
Mad? Why? I don't know why you're so mad.
Because you say it in a way that's like very dismissive. Like, oh, this is just Weezer's Blue. That's it. It's like, bitch, most of the fucking Adema is just corn.
I've never said that. It's like your own Weezer insecurities.
You did say that. You say, "Oh, this is just Weezer Blue." You literally. Do we pull it up? Do we pull it up?
I did say that, but I didn't mean it.
No,
in
you did say it. You didn't say it, but now he did say it.
But I didn't say it in a condescending way. Like you're.
I hear your types. I hear your types.
You hear my types.
Not your type, but the types, like the. But
types. Okay, so with Kara's Flowers, with the original Maroon 5, that was set up like to be successful. So they had what's his name who did Green Day's first record, or Dookie. He did Dookie. What the fuck is his name?
Cavallo.
Rob Cavallo. They had Rob Cavallo produce it. They had Jerry Finn fucking mix it. They had Bob Ludwig master it, which is fucking that trifecta right there. Like, you cannot go wrong with that trifecta. Reprise Records was put that record out, and it completely fucking bombed. It flopped like crazy. So the band played some shows, locally here in Orange County, LA and shit. They went to college. They came back, changed their name to Maroon, then Maroon 5. And then Songs About Jane came out. And then,
fucking like 5 years later, they come back.
Like you said, that fucking blew up. And then, obviously it did. And then, but, if you look at, like, Chain Reaction shows, because obviously this is Chain Reaction season, if you look at Chain shows, Maroon 5 early on was labeled as Maroon 5, and then in parentheses it said formerly Kara's Flowers, because everybody locally knew them as Kara's Flowers, which is fucking crazy to think about too.
Crazy, because that was like 2001, 2002, right? So this is like even this like either what's it called, Jane's Addiction, Songs About Jane. Either it just dropped or it was coming out pretty soon. So it still wasn't that popular. But the difference between Kara's Flowers and Maroon 5 is just
so different.
It's like Kara's Flowers is a band, and Maroon 5 is just, okay, let's just let Adam be the band.
Yeah. And Adam Levine writes all the songs. Like, they're his songs.
He's a great singer. He's a great songwriter. Yeah. It's just, I don't like that type of music.
Exactly.
At all.
Exactly.
And so that's why we didn't do Maroon 5, because both of us could not get through this shit.
I got through the Kara's Flowers record, and then I got through the first 3 Maroon 5 records. And then I text you. I texted you that day and I'm like, hey, how far did you get? Because I'm really not into this at all. If you aren't, then we don't have to do it.
We're out. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. It's just not our thing at all. But honestly, Maroon 5 is the biggest band to have ever played Chain Reaction. Yes, it was before Songs About Jane, just before that record came out, but technically they are the biggest band to have ever played the venue.
And like stream wise, by far.
Yes.
Right? It's not even fucking close. So like I wrote down a bunch of shows that I was like, oh, this is a big band that played Chain. So I wrote down a bunch of shows here. Maroon 5 is like the biggest. Are we getting into shows now? Like important shows?
Yeah,
Then we'll
let's talk about some like important shows, and then we'll get into our favorite shows. Yeah.
I think important shows for Chain, The Offspring. They played in 2008, which was for the Rise, Fall, Grace tour, whatever the fuck that album was. With the
Rise and Fall,
Hammerhead,
Fall,
bang banging hammers in my head. Like that's not the best Offspring record, like by any stretch of the imagination. But that's Offspring, like when they're already selling out arenas.
Yes.
And they played Chain for this one little tiny show, and that's big. That's big for a venue of this size. Like that's pretty fucking. You know what I mean? That's huge for a venue of this size. But what's crazy is my mom's. I guess my stepdad's sister. Her name's Jackie. If you met my stepdad, very calm, very like chill.
Very nice.
Jackie's more like my mom, just like more like your mom in the day, just wild, just
extrovert,
fucking
wild extrovert. Yeah,
she used to hang out with and when she says hang out, it means she used to sleep with and smoke pot and do dope with the drummer from Lit, and then she used to hang out all the time with one of the people from Save Ferris at their house because she bought a house across the street from them, and so they hung out all the time. And this is kind of about the same time like my mom and my stepdad. But then the other thing is she used to hang out the Doll Hut, and the Doll Hut was a place that the Offspring used to play at a bunch of times. And so she's seen the Offspring. She's seen the Offspring at the Doll Hut, which the Doll Hut is fucking tiny. Like
it's a bar. It's like a dive bar.
Like
it's a biker bar.
At best, it holds like 100 people.
Bar.
It's fucking nothing. It's just and the Offspring used to fucking play there back in the 80s, and she's been there, so she's wild. But anyway, the Offspring playing at Chain Reaction is just it's fucking rad. That's cool.
Wild.
And then the other ones I had, Paramore. Paramore played at Chain Reaction
a lot.
Which is, Paramore's Hayley Williams is fucking huge right now. She's getting bigger like every year. Like what is going on?
Her new solo record that just came out a couple months ago, massive. Like huge. So many people are talking about it. I don't think it's that great. I really don't.
I don't think any of her solo records are that great.
I think her first solo record is the best thing she's ever done.
No,
like hands down, her first solo record is the best thing she's ever done. But this new record is just.
I think it's because we're in this realm now where like just female musicians that are just owning their sexuality and owning their on-stage presence, right? We see it with like Wet Leg, and Wet Leg's newest record dropped, and they're getting like Grammy nods now. And like I liked Wet Leg fucking a while ago, but they were like
Mr.
that.
Guy, okay.
Mr.
Hipster, cool guy over here.
But that's where we're at now. Like any band, any like woman that goes on stage and like owns all of it and plays that good music, then that's going to succeed because that's what the gram is for, right? That's what the gram. That's what the talk is for. But Hayley Williams' solo shit is just fucking dumb, dude. It's so dumb. It's not bad. It's fucking dumb. It's pointless and stupid. I don't give a shit. Her stuff with Paramore is exponentially. It fucking rises faster.
Except for her first solo record. But
God damn. Like, we're not even fucking close. Talk about, like, perfect pop punk. Riot is there.
Riot
to say that, to say her first record is the best. Like, are you fucking stupid? Did you fall down today?
Paramore's After Laughter record is better than Riot.
Dude, you're
I don't make the
shitty. Bro, I'm happy that you're taking a break. Like as much as you can from social media, because it has rotted your fucking brain, dude. It has rotted your brain from the inside out, like a horrible pumpkin.
I only speak the truth. I only speak the truth.
You speak stupid is what's happening right now. And the other show that I thought was really important was at the drive-in.
Yes,
right. Like
they used to play there all the time.
Like that's crazy.
The fucking time
at the drive-in playing Chain Reaction to fucking
not only
30
at the
people.
drive-in, not only at the drive-in, but the Mars Volta played their very first show at Chain Reaction, the Mars Volta. And even to this, I mean, because the last time I went to Chain Reaction was
their first show.
July of 2025 was the last time I went to Chain Reaction. So 5 months ago. And there's that Mars Volta, because Chain Reaction is known for the T-shirts on the wall. So if you're kind of in the main area of the stage and where everybody watches the band, then the wall is just covered in T-shirts, like from bands from like the early 2000s up until like I'd say maybe late 2000s. So you get like, just so many bands that you love from the scene are up there. But there is the Mars Volta T-shirt is still. I know exactly where it was at. And I always look at it every time I go there. That shirt and the Bullets and Octane shirt, I always look at because I know exactly where they're at. And yeah, we'll get into Bullets and Octane soon.
So like I don't know, the different ball game, right? Mars Volta versus like At the Drive-In, and I think like the mystique, the lore for At the Drive-In's bigger than the Mars Volta, because Mars Volta played fucking the Marquee out here, and the Marquee's a shit fucking. It's basically Chain Reaction just in Arizona.
Yeah.
But having like At the Drive-In play your venue, and looking back, like damn, At the Drive-In used to play this place. Like holy shit, you know what I mean? Like that means more than. I'm not diminishing like Mars Volta because whatever, but like that just like that means something. Yeah, it just means something.
That At the Drive-In were just so short-lived, or their popularity was so short-lived, but it was so massive when it happened. Like that year that not even a year that they were on top of the world within the scene. It came and went so quickly, and anything you hear about At the Drive-In before that, like Davey Havoc was on that podcast this past year talking about how AFI was opening up for At the Drive-In in like 1996, 1995, and they would just play shows together, and they loved each other's bands, they loved each other's music, and they would just like watch each other, and like it was just such a camaraderie. It was just they just loved each other and they loved their music and they thought it was just so significant. But in 1996, nobody cared about AFI. Nobody cared about At the Drive-In. It's wild shit.
I mean, the difference between the two, right? Is like AFI, like we play hardcore punk music. Okay, we've heard that before, but like At the Drive-In were just so. I don't want to say ahead of their time, but just like in a different.
They were like this
time path.
Like even like in '96, At the Drive-In was like this crazy like punky version of Fugazi. Like they were this like outrageous Fugazi because they had the slower tempo stuff, but it was
fearless.
Fugazi
wasn't fearless. Fugazi were never fearless.
They weren't. But like when it comes to like the style of music, Fugazi has that kind of like slower paced, kind of let's like talk and also sing and scream and do this and that. That's kind of what At the Drive-In was doing, but like way crazier than what Fugazi was doing in the 90s.
You watched that show Loki? That Loki on Disney Plus or whatever the fuck it is?
No, I never watched it.
You know Loki is Thor's brother.
Yeah. I know.
You should watch the show. It's actually pretty fucking dope. Good show. But anyway, there's a timeline. Like the main timeline that we all live on is like this linear thing, and like the deviants in the show are like people that go against the timeline. But you see like the timeline almost like roots, and they go up or they go down, but the timeline stays the same, right? But like we got to erase these ones because they could branch off in other ones. I always feel like At the Drive-In was like a band that went like this. We're like, oh, everyone's doing like this thing, and like it's really good. Like Fugazi's fucking amazing, right? The amazing shit. But then like At the Drive-In kind of goes up here, and it's like I don't know if that's good or not, but I can't fucking stop listening. And then we look back and like, holy shit, that was fucking good.
Even like Refused were another one of those bands. Like
Refused for sure, another band that's like going off the timeline.
What are they doing?
Like,
but then going back,
I don't know if this is good or not. Right now, like in the time, like as you're listening to it, like, I don't know if this is good or not. But in hindsight, like, damn, I wish we had more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because even like people will say like, hey, what band sounds like Refused? And like, well, here's bands that sound like this part of Refused or this part of Refused, and here's if you like this, whatever. Anyway, those are the shows that I came up with, the most important shows for Chain. Do you have anything else on the most important
when it comes
shows?
to like important shows? It was hard because Chain Reaction's been around. They were around for almost 30 years, and a lot of stuff wasn't even on like Setlist, setlist.fm, because there were shows I certainly went to at Chain Reaction that were not there. Many shows I went to that were not there, not posted there. But I mean, yeah, those are some big ones. There's one of my favorite shows I went to, which I'll get into, was a reunion show, or two big shows for bands that hadn't played there for several years. So they were important to the I think the scene in general. So I guess we can kind of get into that. We can get to like our favorite shows at Chain Reaction. So I have a top 6. I don't care.
Good.
You
You
just
read
have
it
a
on
top
a five, but you did it. But that's cool. You read it on a top five.
I only wanted
to
give Death by Stereo my number 6 because I've seen them. Fuck, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen Death by Stereo at Chain Reaction, and just in general because I love Death by Stereo. They're a local hardcore metalcore band, and they're just fucking I mean, they're just so good, and they always put on a great show. I haven't seen them for several years now, but every video I see from them, they haven't stopped like that energy. They're insane. So Death by Stereo would kind of be, I guess, my number 6. But top 5 favorite shows.
Go through. I didn't rank mine because mine are like kind of by date, so I didn't rank. Yeah, so just go through all your favorite. I'll go through all my favorite. I'll go through my favorite. So, go through all your favorite.
So my 5th favorite, Wednesday 13. I saw him a lot during 2005 to 2007 era. Saw him a lot. He was playing a lot of shows there. Before he was playing more shows at like the Whiskey and stuff. He was playing at Chain Reaction a lot, Glass House a lot, Showcase a lot. And those are just really, really fun shows. Not always sold out, but just really fun shows. And anybody who listens to this podcast knows I love Wednesday 13. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I really like his shows at Chain Reaction. So what do you got for number 4 for me? I guess we're not going back and forth.
Well, because I didn't rank them by
rank them.
thing. I ranked them by date.
Okay, so and you can jump in. Like if I mentioned something, we could talk about it further. So
I'm already tired of what you're fucking mentioning. I'm already over the Wednesday 13
Bullets and Octane. Between 2004 and 2007, Bullets and Octane, I've seen this band more times than I've seen any band in my life. I have seen Bullets and Octane probably almost 50 times over the years. I mean, they were a staple at Chain Reaction where they were playing almost every week, or they were playing a warehouse show, or they were playing at Glass House, or they were playing at Showcase, or they were playing at fucking anywhere, fucking House of Blues. Anyway, I mean, they were all. I mean, as they kind of like released their second record, they blew up and were playing house. They were like playing bigger shows like House of Blues and shit. But yeah, Bullets and Octane.
I mean, is that your favorite? Is that your favorite Bullet show, or just like your favorite show from Chain?
I would say it's just, I guess the Bullet shows between those 3-4 years were just so much fun because I've seen them with you, seeing them with friend of the pod Annie was the one who got me into Bullets and Octane. She saw them opening up for somebody else, and she's like, "You have to listen to this band. They're so fucking good." She played me this is before the Revelry came out, that first record. They had 3 songs on their website, and she's like, "Listen to these songs. I know you'll like them."
What are the 3 songs?
It was Pirates, it was Sweet Dreams, and Save Me Sorrow. It was those 3 songs.
Dude, his like, wail and Save Me Sorrow is so fucking
And she's like,
good.
"Listen to these. I know you'll like them." And I actually missed Annie and I saw them so many times, and it was just so much fun. And we met the guys in the band so many times. Just they were so fun. They were so great back then. Just incredible.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said. They would not make a top 5 for me on Chain because like the top spot for Bullets is always going to be the Viper Room with Renee, taking her there for her first show.
Yeah,
and just like that was just like, dude, that's craziness. But like, how many times we like waited in the parking lot of Chain Reaction meeting those guys when they're disgustingly fucking sweaty,
yeah.
And they act like they're rock stars, but not like douche rock stars, right?
Exactly.
Like they're enjoying playing fucking rock star music, but also really, really chill. And we talked to them about things that have nothing to do with music.
Yeah,
just hanging out.
All these guys, all these dudes, they're all really cool. Like, I mean, the guys in Bullets and Octane at the time. I mean, they've gone through so many lineup changes since 2007, but yeah, I mean, just those old shows, man. They were just unreal.
Dude, that's a band that like they should have been fucking huge, but it did just wrong time, place. Dude. Yeah. Wrong time.
Yeah, had this been the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, they could have been
huge.
I think they could have been as big as like your maybe Guns N' Roses. Maybe not as big as Guns N' Roses, but they could have been, second in line to Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, absolutely.
That first Bullets record, even the second record. Man, dude, that lineup of the band, those 5 dudes who got fired like during the making of the second record.
What's the second record? In the Mouth of the Young or something?
In the Mouth of the Young, yeah. The 2 guitar players, Jack and Sky, got fired during the making of that record. Yeah,
dude, everything about that second record too, like the cover art with the girl with the baby and and under her panties. It's just
right
like,
there. There you go. I got the sticker.
And fucking roll, dude.
You see that? If you're watching the video, this is a sticker.
Just rock and roll, man.
I keep this on my desk. This is a sticker from the record release show at the House of Blues. See that? This is like all the details of the new record that was coming out. Yeah. So that's the cover of the.
It's like, dude, that's just as good as any fucking rock and roll record that came out in the 90s.
And that's a fake baby. That's not a real baby that she's holding, by the way. I remember I did ask the band, I was like, is that really a baby? And they're like, he's like, no, it was all prosthetic. It was not real. Because they weren't allowed to have a real baby there because everybody was drinking and doing drugs. So it's fake. Yeah. So anyway.
Good.
Yeah, I love Bullets and Octane, and I do have this sticker on my desk at all times because I love this.
Sure, that's where stickers go. Of course.
This is the only sticker I have of this, so it's like I don't want to stick it anywhere. It's that stupid thing where it's like you get a sticker and you don't want to stick it anywhere, so you just hold on to it for no reason. So I still have.
Yeah, that is true. Grown men with sticker boxes.
We have a lot of stickers. Yes, both of us do. All right. So, yeah, Bullets and Octane, we love this band, and they were just truly a staple at Chain Reaction in the mid-2000s.
It was almost like a rite of passage, too, to bring someone to a Bullet show.
Yeah.
Because you knew they would get, like, the full mosh aesthetic, but it wouldn't be, like, crazy, like going to a punk show or a metalcore show. But it would be enough, and it would be fun. And you knew, like, they would have a good time because these songs are just rock and roll songs. They're catchy. They're easy to sing along to. And Gene, dude's a good front man.
He's a
good fucking front man, right?
God, those shows were so much fun. Like
it was good. They were good.
It.
Those were good shows.
So much fun. But yeah, anyway, if people listening, if you've never heard that first Bullets and Octane record, The Revelry, it's incredible. It's fucking incredible. So forgotten about too. It's a shame. So
we should do that record again on the pod. It's been a long time.
We did it in the new format.
Are you sure?
I think we did.
I don't like the new format.
We'll double check after. But
we'll double check after.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, what's your number 3? Because that could be the final episode of the Chain Reaction. We could even extend it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Extend it one more. I'll be down to extend it one more. But I don't have numbers.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're on numbers. I keep forgetting.
I keep forgetting. Going.
Okay, so Atreyu. I saw Atreyu in 2014. This is their reunion show. They had broken up for like 2-3 years. They did their reunion show at Chain Reaction. The classic lineup of the band, and they hadn't played Chain Reaction I think in almost 10 years at this point. It had been a long time. I went with, it was myself, it was Tammy, it was friend of the pod Mike, his girlfriend at the time Erica, who he's now married to, friend of the pod Justin was there, and we went. Yeah. We went to the packing district beforehand, and we were having some beers, and then we went to Chain Reaction, and it was out of fucking control. Obviously, it was sold out, but it was fucking insane. Seeing Atreyu again in a small venue, it had been over 10 years since I had seen them at Chain Reaction. I'd seen them at UC Irvine, at the Bren Center. I'd seen them at Festival. I'd seen them in bigger venues. But seeing them again in Chain Reaction was just such a nostalgic hit, and yeah, dude, it was absolutely insane. It was fucking nuts. So Atreyu, their reunion show in 2014, incredible.
I remember this show. I remember you guys talking about this show.
Oh, it was so fucking good. The next one here, Thrice. I saw Thrice in 2004, right before we started our senior year in high school. I'd seen Thrice before at Chain Reaction. This one was special because they had just blown up because of the Artist in the Ambulance. So they were playing much bigger venues. That summer, the end of that summer, they did like a cancer walk. It's like a 5K cancer walk kind of thing. And the band would be out there. You'd hang out with the band. You'd walk them around Fashion Island and Newport Beach, and then you do that. You get like a free T-shirt, hang out with the band, and then that night it was a show at Chain Reaction. So Annie, friend of the pod, Annie and I, we did the walk, we got the shirt, we took the pictures, we hung out with them and all. And then we saw them at Chain Reaction. That was the last time they ever played Chain Reaction, was August of 2004, or maybe it was September of 2004, was this show. And that was the last time they played the song TNC until their farewell shows in 2012. And yeah, it was just seeing Thrice for the last time at Chain Reaction was truly incredible. And they were on top of their game. Like they played, I mean, it was only songs from the first 3 records. Like you can't get better than that. From Identity Crisis, Illusion, and Artist in the Ambulance.
It's true.
Truly an incredible show.
Peak.
The last
That's
time they
peak.
played, sold out, only for fans. Like it was only for like the diehard fans, and it went fucking nuts. And oh my god, dude, that Thrice show in 2004, the last show they played there, was fucking nuts. It was incredible. So there's that. Last thing here, my favorite show I ever saw at Chain Reaction. You were there. Jeff was there. Angels and Airwaves.
Oh.
The second show they ever played was in 2006 at Chain Reaction. The first show they ever played was at Glass House. We also went to that. And then 2 days later, they did the surprise show at Chain Reaction, and we got tickets and we went to that one too. So that is my favorite show at Chain Reaction, was when we saw Angels and Airwaves, because they only had the 3 songs out. They only had The Adventure, The War, and then they had, was it Do It For Me Now? I think it was. No, it was Distraction. Valkyrie. It was Valkyrie.
Yeah,
Valkyrie, The War, and The Adventure. That's all they had out. And just seeing Tom DeLonge, and we were like 5 feet from Tom. You know, it's just, and it was just a wild show. And you agree with me on that.
Absolutely.
Those 2 shows were
that
insane.
made my top 5 also.
But yeah, that's
so he's like getting into my bleeding, because I can transition that way into my top 5. But yeah, Angels, the first show, fuck yeah, that's my top 5. Even though like I think that the Glass House show was a better show, there's something about like seeing a band in like your fucking venue. You know what I mean? Like so close to your house, we didn't have to drive that far. Like this is our stomping ground. This is our turf. These are streets that we know, that we grew up on, that we've, like, everything about it is us. And these guys, then this dude comes into our town, and we get so fucking close. I remember just to this day, do it, dude. Just fucking middle finger as fucking high as you can, as far as you can. Just any band that we see live, I don't give a fuck. They're getting the finger at some point.
Yeah.
And like there are times too, I'm thinking like, am I too old for this? Like, I don't know, maybe. Like the Turnstile show too. Like I was like, I don't know, because I had Kaylee with me. I was like, should I do it? Fuck it, I'll do it. And she said, what are you doing? I said, put your finger up. Fuck them. Who cares? She did a little bit and got a little shy. I was like, that's fine. Read a punk show. Don't worry about it. But yeah, dude, that Chain show was wild. That Chain show was wild because it was like, that's the closest we've ever seen at a small venue like that to like a rock star, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
He's like a rock. He's like
He
an
really
Axl
is.
Rose essentially, and that's the closest we've ever been at a venue like that. Musically, obviously, like going to the NAMM convention and shit, seeing rock stars, but it's a different format. That's in their natural environment.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, the Angels and Airwaves show is on my top 5. That's not in the concert archives or the set list archives. So when we talked about,
crazy.
that's what I was talking about earlier. How there's not, everything's not online as far as the shows that are played at Chain. That's not on there.
It's not. And also, when we're looking at the size of venues, like we talk about Glass House a lot because that is my favorite venue. It's probably one of your top venues that you.
I think Glass House is probably my favorite venue.
Yeah.
Yes,
Glass House in Pomona. So the max capacity at Glass House, if the balcony above is open, it's 800, which seems way more than I was thinking. But that's what the balcony.
Not a lot of people though.
It's still not a lot, but it's way more than I was thinking. But that's only with the balcony. So I remember when we saw Angels at Glass House, the balcony wasn't open. So maybe let's say 600. Let's just say 600. Chain Reaction max capacity was 250. So when you look at
it was fucking packed.
And it was, it was sold out, man. You cannot fit another person in that venue. So yeah, seeing Angels and Airwaves at Chain Reaction. And then also what made that show so cool too was that after they finished, you and I went out in the parking lot. We hung out for a while. We're like, oh, maybe some of the guys are going to come out. Maybe Tom will come out. Of course, Tom didn't. But just one, Ryan Sin, who also played in Distillers.
Yeah.
He came out and he hung out with us for like 15, 20 minutes, just shooting the shit. He was smoking cigarettes, took pictures with us. He was the nicest dude. Nicest dude.
We were just so excited. That was
cool.
That was good. That was a good
19 years old. We were 19
years old.
Starstruck. Stupid.
Yeah. So then again, I wrote mine like based off of like year. So still 2005. Yellow Card, the band.
Yeah.
Remember the band Acceptance?
Yes, I remember them. Yeah.
And then another. I didn't really give a fuck about Acceptance, but this other band, Reeve Oliver. Do you remember Reeve Oliver?
I do. Yes. Holy
dude. So
fuck,
like,
I haven't thought about them in years.
So like John and I thought you went to this show also, but
I might
maybe
have.
you didn't go. But Yellow Card, Acceptance, and Reeve Oliver, because John really liked Reeve Oliver, and obviously we both loved Yellow Card.
Yeah.
And this was before Lights and Sounds came out, so it was after Ocean Avenue, and they played fucking Chain Reaction. And
I know
we gotta go.
I've seen Yellow Card at Chain, but I don't know when I saw them.
It had to. This is the only time they've ever played Chain.
Was it?
This is the only, yeah, dude. Because like Ocean Avenue like blew up, and then like it, you know what I mean, like exploded.
Well, I know. Friend of the pod, Annie. She used to go and see Yellow Card at Chain all the time. Because I remember she used to talk about because her dad used to drop her off, and her dad would. But I think that was during the One for the Kids era. I don't even think that was Ocean
yeah. This is the last time they ever played Chain.
Okay.
As far as like when I was going through the concert archives, but yeah, like John was, and I do. There's two bands I hear I want to listen to again. One is Reeve Oliver, because I do remember liking them a lot.
They were cool.
But yeah, this is a band because I liked Yellow Card at that point, starting from One for the Kids, and then obviously everybody likes Ocean Avenue, and so this was a cool one to think like, damn, bro, like these guys are getting really big. How are they still playing a venue like this? Why are they still playing this? Not House of Blues, which is down the street, right? And then after that, we saw them at the Soma, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't know. It was a cool show. It was very intimate, and I liked it a lot. And this is pre Ryan up his own ass and being very political. Like, shut the fuck up.
The singer of Yellow Card, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Key.
Yeah.
Singing in key. His curls. That's his curls. 2004, so a year earlier. Format Limbeck. Dude, Format Limbeck.
Yeah, that's
I'm talking about Limbeck twice, but Format Limbeck. I saw this tour. I saw them almost 2 nights in a row. One was at the Glass House, and either the Glass House was first and this was first, or this was first and the Glass House was second. I don't remember, but both the shows were the first time like ever crowd surfed, and it was at the Glass House, jumping off the stage, and here jumping off the stage. It was cool, and obviously Limbeck, I have a history with them. But then, like, the format, dude. The format was so fucking good. Yeah, like, just so goddamn good.
That first record is so good.
Like, Interventions and Lullabies is a fucking top record. It truly is.
Before I knew Tammy, she used to go and see the format at Chain Reaction. So you might have seen Tammy at these format shows before I even knew her.
I have never missed a format show at the Glass House or Chain Reaction.
Yeah,
and that's because the guys from camp always went and they drove me. So I always had a ride. I never once missed a format show. I promise you, we met each other. We at least like bumped elbows at some point.
Yeah,
which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, Format Limbeck, dude, fuck off. And then we talked about this one, Motion City soundtrack. Yeah, so like the second show they ever played in California, or the first show in OC, the first was in Ventura. But that was in 2002. But 2004, it was Motion City soundtrack, Limbeck, Maxine, and then Hello Goodbye. Hello Goodbye had some sound issues, which their set was cut short, which was nice. And then Maxine is a band that I want to go back to and revisit because I remember liking them a lot. But then Limbeck and Motion City soundtrack, and this 2004 Motion City soundtrack, so like well after I and the Movie came out. So they're already tighter, they're already better. But then also the 2002 era of Motion City soundtrack. Just fuck, man, I love that. I love that record. I and the Movie. I think it's A-tier pop punk. Melodies are top notch. We did a whole episode on it, and I could pine over it for another episode if we needed to. And then the next show that I thought was really cool was when I saw Saves the Day, Hey Mercedes, and Thursday. Not a big fan of like Thursday.
I know you don't.
Whatever.
Like That's such a wild lineup. What the fuck?
But like Saves the Day at that. This is 2001, and I fucking loved.
Oh, was that early on?
Yeah, this is super early. So this is still when they were kind of like.
Punky. This is pre like Thursday kind of blowing up too. This is like early Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's still I just don't like what's Jeff Rickles Jeff Rickley's singing. Not my thing. Jeff with a G too, fucker. And then Hey Mercedes, dude, like I fucking love Hey Mercedes.
You do, yeah.
And That's a band that like if anybody listens to them and they don't like this type of kind of like Dashboard Confessional ish pop punk, you will fucking hate this band. But I fucking love this band so goddamn much. So that's up there on like a top one for me. But then also a couple other ones. We went to go see your friend Ricky, who played bass.
Oh yes, Vermin.
Yeah.
It was his grindcore. His grindcore band, Vermin. Yeah, we went, and there was
his bass amp blew out.
They did, yeah. There were like 6 bands that played.
Dude, and they were all shit.
And it was like a Wednesday. It was like a Wednesday night. I remember that. Yes. It was a Wednesday night, and his band Vermin played. And Nathan or Nate, remember that works at Clubhouse?
What? That's right.
The owner. He was the guitar player in Vermin. That's how I knew Nate, because I knew Rick. Because Ricky, I was friends with Ricky for years, and then I met because Nate's a year older than us, and I met Nate through Ricky, and we went to Ozfest that one year. But Nate owns the bar down the street from where I live, Clubhouse
fucking
Bar.
Heck, dude, just living the dream.
Yeah.
But that show, do you remember Ricky's bass amp blew out?
I do.
And he spent the first 30, 45 seconds trying to figure it out. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. And just jumped in the crowd and just started moshing. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Fucking grindcore. Dude, Vermin was.
And the
wild.
second honorable mention is when I saw Bane, and I thought you were with me, but it could be somebody else. But I ran into 2 people. I ran into Brian So, and I ran into Dan Lewis. And I thought,
yes, that I think I was there. Yeah, because I mean, I've seen Bane at Chain Reaction a bunch of times. But I remember running into Brian So at the Vermin show.
3 times ran into Brian So.
Vermin show. We were at the Vermin show, and then we ran into him at Bane. But I don't remember what I mean, maybe I wasn't there for the 3rd time. But all of a sudden, a friend of the pod, Brian, he just shows up. I mean, Brian's an interesting dude. But
he's a big guy. He's hard to miss. He's a big fucking Burmese or Myanmar dude. He's huge. Yeah. And he's just, he's a good guitar player. And when we were jamming over at the Riff House too, you could tell he was really enjoying himself.
I know.
Too,
I'm probably gonna honestly, text Brian probably in the next week or so. Hey, just go to Riff House, just jam. Yeah, so I'll bring my guitar. I'll bring my guitar, and I'll just sit on drums. You play guitar, and I'll just fucking jam with you.
I know he really wants to do it again, and he was really, really good.
Yeah, Brian's a good guitar player.
He liked playing that metalcore shit that you fucking pretend to like too. So, but yeah, those are my faves. Those are my Chain Reaction moments.
Those are good. That was fun.
Chain Reaction moments. You
also saw Panic at the Disco at Chain Reaction too.
Oh yeah, we talked about that too. But Panic at the Disco, their first. When I got a sampler from I guess friend of the pod, Mike with a Y, who was almost on the pod one time to talk about Fall Out Boy, but didn't show up. But yeah, I saw Panic in an early iteration of Panic when they were just doing their samplers, and they played 7 songs, and I was like, holy fucking shit, dude, I like this a lot. This is just enough fucking scene kid fucking gay for me that I really, really like it. and I'm for it. And I'm still for it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I dig it. So many, I mean, once again, Chain Reaction was just such an important part of our growing up. Chain Reaction, Showcase Theater in Corona. At least for me. I know you only went to Showcase a couple times.
I went once.
Once, okay. Who did you see at Showcase again?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Was it? Okay, Avenged. Fuck, that's wild too. Because Showcase Theater, if people don't know, it's another kind of local venue, but that was maybe 500 capacity.
And that was Corona, though.
Yeah,
there were no rules in fucking Corona.
No, at Showcase Theater, no fucking rules. People were flying off the balconies. You don't see that shit ever. Yeah, Showcase was wild. That's why they closed in 2006. But yeah, I mean, Chain Reaction was part of our growing up, part of our musical experience, journey, all that kind of shit.
It fueled it fueled everything. It fueled not just us playing musical instruments, but the pod. I don't think the pod would even be a thing had it not been for Chain Reaction. Had it not been paying $5 to go see a local showcase of bands that we've never heard of before, and we hated every single one of them, but we're like, damn, that guitarist actually had some fucking cool licks, or that drummer had some fucking cool parts, right? It's just
Or just it's like or like we'd see one band and they'd pass out like a burn CD, not even like a real CD. It was a burn CD that they had of their band, and they're like, hey, and it's like we just saw them play. Like Peach Cake was like one example. Peach Cake, this really weird alternative electronic band, just two dudes, and they were really cool. They played at Chain Reaction, and after the show, they had just only had burn CDs. They put it in like they had a piece of paper, and they folded the piece of paper around the CD, and like they just wrote like on a Sharpie like Peach Cake EP or Peach Cake CD, and they're passing them out after the show. And Annie and I got them, and Annie and I loved Peach Cake for like 2 years. Like we listened to that EP so many goddamn times.
Damn,
but it's just shit
so
like that.
Sick, actually. It's probably so good.
Just shit like that. That's what we would. That was Chain Reaction, and just the bands that we discovered, friends bands that play. Like we mentioned, Ricky, he played there. Friend of the pod, Joe Meyer used to play there. Bobby used to play there. Angel used to play there.
Angel played there.
Kevin and his bands used to play
Frostbite.
there. Yeah,
was the other one?
Eternal Requiem.
That's what it was.
My cousin's band. I love my cousin to death, and he was the one who got me into all this music. My cousin's band used to play there. They were called Another Excuse. They used to play there. They used to play it there in Hoagie Bar Michaels. Remember Hoagie Bar Michaels in Newport?
Hoagie Bar Michaels.
And Costa Mesa, or it was Newport, I think. But yeah, like I used to go there all the just
shithole.
It's truly Chain Reaction is an iconic place, and it truly is a shame that it's gone. Like this hurts more than like Showcase closing, because it lasted way longer than Showcase did, and it hosted way more.
Showcase lasted longer than it should have too.
Yeah, I mean,
the Corona scene was
like
garbage, bro.
15 years, maybe.
The Corona scene was very like KMK. It was very like Cottonmouth Kings. It was very shitty metalcore. But the Corona scene sucked.
But even though Showcase was in Corona, they hosted more Orange County bands than they did like Inland Empire.
Yeah, because they sucked. Because they were terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Like all the hardcore bands you love, your Atreyus, early Atreyus.
But that's why it failed, is because they're not hosting Five Iron Frenzy, right? They're only hosting Throwdown every fucking Friday.
And the owner,
oh my god,
we can get into Showcase season. Fucking hell.
We did kind of when it closed, and it's how much like the owner didn't give a shit about fucking music, right? I think he was like an Indian owner or something. He didn't give a fuck about the music, hated it. He said, dude, but most of the music they play, I don't give a fuck about it. It's awful.
He loved the community. He loved the community.
But like these kids had to have a place to go. Like, what are they going to do?
And he would give kids jobs, like kids who couldn't afford to get into the show at Showcase. He would say, hey, you know what? After the show, if you just want to kind of like sweep up a little bit,
Sloan,
just come in. Yeah,
because he also owned the Masterdome. He owned the Masterdome in San Bernardino
place. Yeah,
and so like Sloan, after the show was over, he'd have Sloan just pick up garbage. But then Sloan would get at all these fucking venues for free. All these shows for free.
Yeah,
all these raves in the 2000s.
And he just died. The guy who owned Showcase and the was it Masterdome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just died. What, 2 years ago? Just died recently, and that's why we talked about it so extensively.
And he hated EDM music. He hated fucking techno, and he hated fucking rock music.
He only liked classical music. He only liked classical music. That's all he listened to.
And he owned 2 venues that the prices were always under like $30.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell. Chain Reaction. I love this scene. I don't give a fuck.
It's like it's like with House of Blues moving from the downtown Disney to this new spot here too, like that's also kind of like I don't like that. That's kind of gross.
And it's twice the size of the old House of Blues.
Yeah, but like the House of Blues at downtown Disney was like a thing, right? And then the first time, like I think it was the first time Social D played, and there was like a stabbing outside, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck, this is too crazy for downtown Disney." Like, what the fuck were you thinking though, bro?
I know.
Like, are you stupid? Like, just hire more security. You have your Disney. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But then moving into the Garden Walk is kind of like, it's kind of a bitch move.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bitch move.
I have my own opinions on that. I think the Garden Walk's garbage. I think that area is terrible.
It is terrible.
It's so corporate and gross and ugh. But
so is downtown Disney, but at least back then Disney like took pride in their aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now Disney doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but anyway, Chain Reaction. It's the end of something great. It really is. I mean, regardless of where you are in the U.S. or even Europe, like parts of Europe too. I wouldn't even say, I don't want to say the world because that's a little too much, but I would say
this is the
I
world.
would say definitely
everybody can identify with this.
I would say definitely like bands that you love here in the States, bands that you love in Europe, especially Western Europe, bands that you truly love started out at Chain Reaction or have gone through there at one point or another.
Or a venue like Chain Reaction.
Yeah. But
So
I'm just being more specific with Chain Reaction because I think people don't understand the significance of this venue, how important this venue was.
People understand the significance of the Orange County / Southern California scene, and Chain Reaction is much a part of that bigger scene. But also, like, everybody understands the significance of a small venue like this.
Yeah.
But a small venue like this in, let's say, fucking Nicaragua, right? Like, who the fuck is playing there? Versus, like, this, where we have, like, Yellow Card play right after Ocean Avenue drops. Like, that's silly boy talk.
And speaking of small venues, even, like, I talked about, or in our group chat with me, you, and friend of the pod, Skip, Bottom of the Hill, the venue Bottom of the Hill in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That shut down. That's shutting down at the end of this year. And Bottom of the Hill in Frisco, that was like one of the last few independent venues, small venues,
yes.
and so many bands,
iconic.
So many bands that we know and love. Everybody have known and loved have played there. Even like a band like Oasis, as giant as Oasis is, had played at Bottom of the Hill in Frisco. You know, Mars Volta, like so many fucking bands, White Stripes, Strokes.
Huge bands that are bigger than I played at Chain Reaction.
And we're talking about a venue that's probably the same. No, it's probably smaller than Chain Reaction. I think it's smaller than Chain. It's tiny. It's small. I mean, less than 250 capacity, I believe.
I've never been there. I
haven't been there either. But
I've pictures and then interviews, stuff like that.
Haven't been there, but it's still significant and within the scene, and it.
But then, like, so then going full circle too, because I do want to bring this up, and it's just it begs the question, right? And this, who cares? Who fucking cares, right?
Yeah, who cares?
When Chain Reaction was dying, right during the pandemic, and like, oh please, everybody, we need money so bad, and they sold all those T-shirts, and they raised a bunch of money, and they had a bunch of charity shows, and you know, I think even Thrice like threw him a bone and played a fucking show to raise money for him. But I'm pretty sure they played. There's like a festival that was off-site.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't a Chain. Yeah, it wasn't a Chain. Yeah,
it was like an off-site thing, but that thing was to raise money for Chain Reaction.
Yes,
and they closed anyway. And it's kind of like, dude, fuck you, man. Like, at what point?
Once again,
at what point does old stuff just have to die?
No, I agree. Old stuff does have to die.
How long should Chain Reaction exist?
I agree. Old stuff should die. But also, we know how Orange County. I mean, you haven't lived here in 7-8 years, but the massive change in Orange County and how private equity has come into this county and cities. We've seen it in Yorba Linda here. We've seen it in Anaheim. We've seen it.
Dude, I live in like the fastest developing biggest city in the U.S.
And you see, you also see it in where you live in Arizona as well.
And it's disgusting. And I fucking hate it.
And that's what's happening here. That's what's
but
happening.
Nobody stops it, dude. No one shows up to these town hall fucking meetings. Yes, you can. Nobody shows up to these town hall meetings. Nobody changes these fucking laws. Nobody changes these lobbying laws. Nobody shows up to this shit until it's too late. And then we have a podcast about how much we bitching and moaning and crying about Chain Reaction closing.
Yeah, you're right too. You're right about that.
Nobody gives a shit until it's way too late. Even then, like, well, what are you gonna do? Right?
Just lay back and let him fuck you. Yeah.
Dude, lay back and let him fuck you.
All right. So I mean, we've been going a while on this one. This is a lot. Dude, an hour 40 minutes. This is wild.
Longer here than we were with the Stick to Your Guns.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. I don't know. Anyway.
That's it.
So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
That's it.
Give us 5 stars. Subscribe to us on YouTube, all that good shit. I don't know. I have nothing more to say. I have an idea of what we're doing next week. I don't think we're going to continue Chain Reaction season, but we'll see. We have a couple things percolating. We'll talk about it and we'll get into it next week. So hope you enjoy. Get that pinky up. We got the pinky up right here. Here we go. And thank you all for listening. That's it. That's all.
Why is that a thing? That's a British thing. Those idiots.